Howdy, y'all. Voodoo coming at you. Not sharing this on YouTube. Don't really need to. Not really concerned on whether we should have music or not. This is a live cigar review. Today, I've got the Rocky Patel Winter Collection. I've got it in a, let's see if we can make that even show up well. Probably not. You know what? Screw it. It's a 6x60. Makes it a Gordo. Full size. We're getting the big punch out today. I always tend to review with the punches because I like to be able to repeat my exact cuts. I like for people to be able to repeat my exact cuts. It has a certain level of scientificness that I can't do accurately enough with a regular cigar cutter. So here we go. All right, it's got this chrome band. Nice. That cross hatching right here in this area is actually either embossed or imprinted on the cigar. On the band. Got a little bit of a tear right here at the foot. That's not going to be a big issue. Got almost zero veins as far as the cigar goes. Normally I expect to see one or two good sized veins, and these are all real thin. Got one little bump here that shows that there might be a bigger vein underneath that, but hard to say and not really an issue. The color is, it's Hershey's milk chocolate. That's literally the color. As best I can tell you, that's, you open a bar of Hershey's milk chocolate and you're going to see that color. I'm pretty sure of it. Probably Nestle's too. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of milk chocolate out there to go around, but I think most of the world that knows who in the hell I am knows what Hershey's milk chocolate looks like. Maybe a little darker. Okay. To my nose, right pressed up against it. I'm getting cocoa powder. Not chocolate. Don't think chocolate, think cocoa. Like the stuff that you would mix in to make chocolate cakes and stuff. But not like the brick stuff. It's a little more fragrant than that. Howdy TX. How is Fort Worth going? By the way, I'm just reviewing this cigar. And maybe just a little touch of cedar which could just as easily be from boxing and from the aging room. Ooh, Nicaragua. I almost guarantee it. Okay. Nicaragua, the pepper. Something in here is from right around the Esteli, or it's very Dominican. It's got a nice pepper note, but that's got my nose itching now. I'm not going to pick it live on screen, but it makes you almost feel like you want to sneeze or pick your nose or something. Don't worry, that's not actually going into the review about picking your nose. That's just for these who follow me on a live stream. You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Actually, you probably could, but I wouldn't suggest it. Okay, that's getting saved for later. If you don't know what's happening later, I'm doing a live stream right in front of Chad. Yardism. This being Friday, I will definitely be doing that. But I kind of owe my own personal blog stream feed a cigar review. I haven't done one in a while, and it really kind of needs to be done. So in case y'all are looking for this particular cigar, remember that's the Rocky Patel Winter Collection. I have specifically made sure to not read about it online. I don't want somebody else's opinions of this cigar to interfere with my impressions. And a lot of times it's really hard to do about that. Basically, it means I'm following all of the cigar manufacturers in the world that I know of on Twitter. And they'll put out, hey, we've got a new cigar, and I get to just like, gotta go try it. Now I'm gonna make this statement and another statement right behind it. Enjoy life. Yes, in fact, I am a fan of 3 or 4 Rocky Patel cigars. But that's where my statement's going to go. Okay, first off, you go back around 5-6 years ago. If you tried one Rocky Patel cigar, you had basically tried every Rocky Patel cigar. They all tasted pretty much the same. They were what they were. I'm not going to sit there and try and lie about it. I'm not going to try and gloss that over. I'm not going to try and make sunshine fly out my butt. It was a decent cigar, but not something that I'm going to sit there and tell people, oh my God, you had to go try this. About 2.5 years ago, Rocky Patel came out with the number 6, the LB1, and aged limited rare edition number 2. All 3 of those were fantastic. Completely did not expect those Rocky Patel cigars to be as good as they were. So I decided I would take another look at Rocky Patel. I would stop trying to tell people, hey man, come on, it's Rocky. You've had one, you've had enough. What I started telling people was, man, you really got to give it another shot. Okay, except for the Edge A10. The Edge A10 is the left-handed relief pitcher of all Rocky Patel cigars. It tries to be the everything, and it really only succeeds in being, well, pretty much an average cigar. If you're looking for that particular cigar, it is a barber pole Rocky Patel. Not going to say that it's the greatest one out there. There are much better ones. So I've chatted enough about this. Let's go ahead and light this bad boy up. Get smoking. Got to remember, first things first. If you've never put a cold draw on your cigar, which is what I just did. You saw me, same exact motions as if I was smoking it. No light. So the cold draw reminds me of iced tea. So I'm getting a little bit of cocoa powder. I'm getting a little bit of pepper. Those are the notes that I could get with my nose. And then I'm catching iced tea on the cold draw. I'm betting I start tasting leather. And there's a faint touch of that. Howdy, Skip. Glad to have you on board today. Doing a live review. I'm going to be taking notes on this. I'll have to watch this 3 or 4 different times to take my notes. I'm going to be putting most of this into my blog. Iced tea and a faint little touch of like I'm going to say that I think it's like Perique, that almost plums flavor, but it's very faint, very faint. It's not stand up and slap the crap out of you. It's not going to be jumping up in your face about it. It's going to, it's that little tickle at the back of your head saying, man, I know this flavor, but what the heck? And no, it's not because I just saw Skip's name. That's that faint plum flavor, which I always enjoyed. One of the reasons why I would smoke actually straight Perique. And no, Skip, you can't bring it to me, even though you're the prince. So let's toast the foot. All right. In case you're wondering what I was doing there, by toasting the foot, very similar to a charring light for a pipe. I find with a brand new cigar, I want to taste that charring light. Is 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 there a flavor that if there's a flavor that's in there that really, really needs to jump out at you, but it's going to disappear somewhere between the cold draw and the charring light, well, it will. So when I'm trying to really hammer down on a cigar that I've never tasted before, I always put that in there. Okay, my Rocky Patel explanation is spot on with your experiences. Yes, sir. I've been smoking for quite some time. While I'm only 46, people think that I've only been smoking for a day and a half, especially if I shave. Right. So if you've stopped trying the Rocky Patels about 3 years ago, okay, give the, I'm going to type it in for you, LB1, the there's a lot to type in on one of these. Okay, so the LB1 is literally LB1. If you can find it, you're doing pretty good. The age limited rare number 2 or second edition could be difficult to find because I don't know if they ever produced more of that, and I know I smoked a bunch of them. The number 6, it's actually spelled out number 6, and I'm going to tell you that it tastes very similar to a Partagas Series D number 4 straight out of Cuba. I wouldn't have believed it if you had told me, but I believe it because I've tasted it. Howdy, Jim. Glad to have you in. Howdy, Steph. Okay. So there's an earthiness. It's not grass or something like that, but it's it kind of reminds me of a time when I was down in Panama, just marching through a damn swamp, basically. The flavors felt clean. The air felt clean. So yeah, but marching through a swamp in Panama. Oh yeah, that's a great way to sell a cigar. But I couldn't identify that exact flavor if you asked me to. That's just as closest as I remember to it. An earthy, clean, crisp flavor that there's really not a way to explain. It's not a bad flavor. It's just, it is what it is. Y'all can hate me for it all you want. It's what I taste. It's better than the cat that's puking over there in the bushes. So in case anybody's trying to get this lighter, good luck on that. I'm not going to tell you where I got it from, but it's mine now. Okay, first full-on real draw. It's got a little sweetness. I think it runs towards the cocoa and possibly, like I was saying, for anybody who's a pipe person, you should understand what I'm saying by there's a certain sweetness in the Perique that plums. I use that a lot when explaining. It's the only flavor I've ever found that is both prevalent in cigars and in pipe smoke. Now, certain things can be added to make it similar, but it seems like that Perique taste that's that flavor. Now again, this is the Rocky Patel Winter Collection. I've never had it before. And now I'm going to ruin my taste buds with some coffee. Very little coffee. Yeah, it could be considered like a jam. Hey, wouldn't you know it? I'm going to actually have to turn off this particular live stream. Somebody showed up here at the house, and it's going to be impossible to continue the live stream, of which I'm going to apologize about. But I'll be on again probably in another 35, 40 minutes tops. So, sorry about that. I will talk to y'all later. Please be careful out there and keep it lit if you can. As per always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. So far, I'm going to say I'd recommend this in case anybody's not coming back to look. Talk to y'all later.